Hel- Hello, my dear student of Standard 10. How are you? Hope you are fine by the grace of Allah. Today, I will discuss about chapter 12, lecture 6. So, in the previous classes, we have discussed about the types of country on the basis of the degree of development, isn't it? We have seen there are developed countries, developing countries, and underdeveloped countries, isn't it? Today I will discuss about the look some picture. So you can easily understand that what type of countries these are, isn't it? So these are the underdeveloped countries. Now here I have given some examples of underdeveloped countries. You have seen this, okay? You will read all this, that is Niger, South Sudan, Chad, Burundi, Central African Republic, Sierra Leone, Burkina Faso, Mali, Liberia and Mozambique. Okay. So according to WTO, recognize at least developed countries, those countries which have been designated as such by the United Nations, and there are currently 47 underdeveloped countries in the world. Now definition. Who is this? His name is Ragnar Knudsen. Okay. Professor Ragnar Knudsen. He has given one definition about the underdeveloped countries. So underdeveloped countries are those where capital is much less compared to population and natural resources. Ragnar Knudsen was an Estonian international economist and policy maker, mainly in the fields of international finance and economic development. Here are some information, you will read this. Now watch a video. Thank you for watching the video, everyone. So from the video you have seen the different or top 10 underdeveloped countries. Now, so we can tell that the countries of which per capita real income is low and less developed economically than most others, with little industry and little money spent on education, healthcare, etc., are called underdeveloped countries. Okay. Now I will discuss about the characteristics of the underdeveloped countries. First one, the low PCI or per capita income and low standard of living. So this is the main characteristics of the underdeveloped countries, that is very low per capita income and standard of living of the people compared to developed countries. Here, the major portion of the population has no ability to fulfill the basic needs such as food, cloth, shelter, education and treatment facilities. So, low per capita income, low standard of living. Second, the excessive dependence on agriculture. So, majority of the population of the underdeveloped countries are depend on agriculture to meet food, livelihood and other needs. And agriculture is the single biggest sector in the national production. Understand? Now third, the underdeveloped agriculture production and marketing system. Here, though majority of population of these countries are depend directly or indirectly on agriculture, the agriculture production and marketing system are not developed. Agriculture is much underdeveloped because of all these reasons such as traditional methods of cultivation, defective ownership, less investment, lack of agricultural materials, lack of necessary infrastructure for agriculture. So you have seen here that is the people they are using the traditional method in agriculture sector. Now 4 number characteristics, that is small and underdeveloped industrial sector. So in this type of country, due to lack of capital and skilled manpower, industrial sectors is very small. No heavy or basic industry is seen here. Predominance of the small, medium and cottage industry is noticed here. The contribution of industry sector to GDP is 8 to 10%. Okay. So now, what is a small industry? In general, small industry are those with 100 employees or fewer and less than 5 crore taka in annual revenue. Okay. That means investment, if the less than 5 crore, that is called small industry. And medium-sized industry means industry are usually those with between 100 to 999 employees and more than 50 US dollar million but less than 1 billion crore in annual revenue is called the medium industry. Now you can see some picture here and you can easily understand this is the example of cottage industry. Okay, so cottage industry refers to the traditional artisanship of rural people of Bangladesh who produce various household items with locally available raw materials and artistic skill inherited through ages. Now 5 number characteristics: low rate of capital formation and investment and widespread unemployment. Clear? So here, since per capita income is small, the entire income of the people has to be spent for purchasing daily necessities. As a result, the rate of savings of the people is very small. You can see that is low per capita income. So though low per capita income here, so obviously low saving will be here, and though low saving, that is shortage of capital formation, and due to this low investment is seen in this type of countries. Now I have given one chart that is, you can see that is at first low real income, low real income here, obviously low savings, low buying power, low demand of the products. Okay, so this turns to low investment. As a result, what happened? Capital deficiency, low rate of capital formation here seen, okay, and it turns into low productivity. And though low productivity here, or though less production is in this type of country, obviously low real income, okay. So it is a cyclic order, and this all thing will be held in a cyclic order. So this cyclic order is called the vicious circle of poverty, and it is also called Daridre Dushtu Chakra. Okay. Now 6. The incomplete use of natural resources and manpower. So here, due to want of capital and technically skilled manpower, it is not possible for long period to determine what mineral resources at what amount are available in this type of country. As a result, all these countries remain poor despite having resources. Now 7 number, high rate of population growth and unskilled manpower. Okay, so here the main reason of high rate of population growth is number 1, illiteracy, superstition and lack of proper control. And here the volume of population is greater than the supporting power of the country. 8 number, the weak socio-economic infrastructure, and this is one of the major features of underdeveloped countries, okay, is the weakness of both in economic and social infrastructure. So weak socio-economic infrastructure belongs to number 1, insufficient of loan disbursing organization in agriculture and industry sector. Number 2, weak management. Then insufficiency and underdeveloped transportation and communication system, and insufficiency supplies of fuel and electricity. Understand? 9 number, the unfavorable foreign trade. This type of countries are depend on specially import, okay, and depend on import for meeting the demands for food, cloth and treatment. Here exported products mainly agriculture goods and raw materials for industry, and imported goods most of the industrial products. Here export income is less than import expenses. As a result, there is always deficit in the balance of international transaction. Now, the dependence on foreign loan. So, because of lower capital compared to the need, the underdeveloped countries depend too much on foreign aid to collect capital for investment and for the necessary money and other goods needed during disaster and emergency period. 10 number, lack of mentality to take initiatives and risks. So here we know the progress of economic activities depend on capital, skilled entrepreneurs, okay, but in the underdeveloped countries the capitalists do not show interest to invest because of weak infrastructure and political instability. And here investment starts in the traditional trend. There is lack of mentality to take initiatives and risks to invest in the field of new production. As a result, there is no new dimension in economy. Underdevelopment is lengthened here. So up to this today, everyone stay at your home safely. Goodbye. Eid Mubarak to you all.